Hello everybody and welcome to this testing 2 video. In today's video, obviously we're going on recording old footage and talking over old footage. But this is kind of a rant about Destiny 2 and it's kind of RNG specifically when it comes to the dungeon that we're actually watching, Prophecy Dungeon. Because as I was recording this last night, I had to redo it because the footage was not at all optimal for most of the videos that I recorded last night. So I gotta re-record all of them today and quickly. So we're gonna kind of go through basically what I had said last night, but refreshed and with me being in a lot better of a mood, more sleep and all that junk. But yeah, the RNG for this game sometimes kind of sucks, genuinely, especially when it comes to these old dungeons, because as you'll see, it'll come up in a bit. As you'll see, Prophecy, I believe it's Prophecy.
Bro. Oh. I literally just got double tele.
Sorry, I forgot to mute it. You probably don't need to hear that. I forgot to mute it, but you don't really need to hear that. But yeah. Basically, essentially for Prophecy, I believe Prophecy, it's Prophecy in any dungeon that was before Grasp of Avarice. So Prophecy, Pit of Heresy, and Shattered Throne don't have double weapon drops at the end. It started with Grasp of Avarice. Oh, yep, slipped off the edge. That's what you get for not paying attention to your surroundings. Slipped right off the edge. I have like 2,000 hours in this game. Well, probably 3,000 hours in this game, by the way. And I slipped off the edge like that. And it happens to the best of us, but whatever. But yeah, Pit of Heresy, Shattered Throne, and Prophecy are the only 3 dungeons in this game currently that, as of recording, do not have double loot drops from the chest. Prophecy technically counts as double loot, but not really, because like the double loot is just guaranteed armor every single time, which is why armor is at 23 while Prophecy hand cannon drops and pulse rifles are at like single digits, because Prophecy, you can get double armor drops from Prophecy, which when you're at my level in the game, sorry, I shouldn't say my level, but when you're at like the kind of end game where you can do GMs with somewhat relative ease, like I'm not saying with ease because I'm not a YouTuber, I'm not an end game raider. I don't get to raid all that often, but like when you get to like the kind of end game of this game where you have like artifice armor and a fair amount of raid weapons, not all of them, but a fair amount and such, you kind of like armor like that you can find in the wild just isn't all that good, to be honest. Like artifice armor is like 10 times better is basically adept armor, and 10 times in any exotic armor is 10 times better than any default armor you can find in the wild, which is why they're probably changing it changing how armor works for Frontiers, because the normal armor just doesn't seem as worth it compared to artifice armor and all the other armors that you can get all the 2 other armors that you can get in the game, artifice and exotic armors. But yeah, that's what it feels like. And as we all know, you're probably seeing this video either on Friday, like 3 to 4 days after the season launched, or you're seeing this on Monday, 1 day before episode Heresy launches. And regardless of that fact, I'm not all too excited to farm for Fatebringer in its time loss variant. I'm going to be honest. Like, I want to get a new time loss Fatebringer, obviously, when the time comes. I want to be able to enhance the time loss Fatebringer that I get. Sorry, that was my phone. If you heard the vibration, that was my phone. Yeah, but I'm not all too excited about farming that, because it's just like I know you can see it in the corner. The runs that this is taken, and I'm gonna spoil something for you. It ends on 209 because this when I recorded this. This was Sunday the January 20th. This was Sunday, January 20th when this happened. And as I would like to inform everyone that we had actually been farming this since Tuesday. So this was like day 6 of the farm. This was day 6 of the farm. This was day 6. Day 5 or 6, I can't really. Actually no, day 6 because reset happens on Tuesday. And yeah, you saw the armor drop and then the prophecy drop. Judgment hand cannon. I want to call it judgment prophecy for some reason. But yeah, there goes the update. 24 armor and 5 hand cannon drops. I'm gonna yap more in this since there's a lot of footage to talk over. I'm gonna talk over more of the footage. So I'll be right back. Oh, there's the Alt F4. See, I knew that would happen. I did Alt F4. I'm gonna pause it. I did Alt F4 because you don't need to see my launcher. It's whatever this is. It's just kind of basic. This is my desktop page. It's kind of basic. Of course, D2. I can't really get any other wallpaper, but yeah, you can see the date you can see the date that it was taken, which was 2025 January 20th. Which, yeah, this was a couple weeks ago as I'm filming this, because as I was filming this yesterday, it was the first, and now I'm filming this on the refilming this on the second, because all the footage I have for anything I recorded last night in OBS is complete trash. The quality is not something I wanted to have, so I'm going through and re-recording all of them. And I will edit all of them down. Again, I will edit all of them down this time, but I'm re-recording them. But yeah, I'll yap more in the next clip. Oh, my mic turns on whenever I start recording. Well, that's good to know. But yeah, sorry, I keep forgetting to do that. I keep forgetting to put it into full screen. But yeah, I literally just forgot what I was talking about. So we're gonna move on, I guess, because I literally kind of forgot what I was. Oh no, I remember it. Yeah, it was the Alt F4 during recording was bound to happen. I have the keybind set I have to record is Alt F9 to record on NVIDIA at least. So yeah, this is bound to happen, and especially we had been going for 6 days at this point, with probably nearly 100 runs of 100 clears. I don't want to say runs, 100 clears of this specific encounter. It was bound to happen at some point. It was like I think you saw it on the thing. It was like exactly on the last clip. I think it was exactly like 2 a.m. when this was being filmed. So yeah. These runs were a lot. Just for one prophecy just for a demolitionist time payload prophecy that I had before. Like, sorry, not prophecy, judgment, the name of the actual damn hand cannon. Yeah, to be fair, I already had the judgment before. I have a kinetic one that was made well before Prophecy had an update to its loot, which may make you ask the question, why'd you go back and farm it? It's because non-enhanceable weapons are significantly weaker than weapons that are enhanced. That is my reasoning. And enhancing weapons just feels way more cooler than just having them as a base default. Like, that's why I like crafted weapons so that's why I like crafting weapons so much and craftable exotics, because it's just like the weapon actually feels like it's yours, and compared to what else that you can't have in the game, those any other like non-enhanceable or crafted weapon, it just feels like you just got the weapon from like some store or something. Like, no customizations, no nothing. The weapon actually feels like it's yours when it's craftable, or like when it when it's enhanceable, which yeah, that and they're obviously more powerful. Enhanced perks are more than likely I don't know how much more powerful they are, but they are definitely stronger. They're stronger and faster than most of the normal perks, anyways. Which is why it's preferred to go for enhancing weapons, and which is why I don't like the fact that Vault of Glass is coming back as a raid, because it technically released before Haunted, and that it technically released before Season of Haunted. That means more than likely, I think more than likely. However, and I forgot what I was gonna say. I really need to stop taking like small breaks before recording, between recordings. But yeah, I still don't remember what I was gonna say. That's the problem. I keep forgetting to do that. Keep forgetting to put it into full screen and take the mouse off this control panel. But that's why I'm just not excited for the Vault of Glass to come back as the featured raid, because it's just like, yeah, it's gonna be cool going back to Vault of Glass, giving people a reason to run that raid again. But it's just like every single copy of your weapon, every single like timeless Fatebringer you farmed, you probably have a ton of kills on if you really like that gun, or just the normal Fatebringer with a ton of kills on. All those weapons were technically released before Haunted, like before Season of the Haunted, before um origin traits even existed. So that means all those weapons are going to be virtually useless. You can literally, they're going to be useless and recycle, and you're more than likely going to be just dismantling them after you run Vault of Glass a couple times, because these new weapons are just better in every single way. They have an origin trait, they're not only craftable, but they're enhanceable. And then the adept weapons are just always going to be stronger, and they're going to have access to the adept mods, and then they're just gonna have access to all the new mods that eventually do get released in the future for enhanced the weapons, which yeah, makes that's kind of what makes me hate and kind of like this game, because it's just like, it doesn't matter what you anything before Seasonal Haunted, say like Hothead, like the Hothead I have got an adept Hothead that I have with Clown Cartridge and I believe Field Prep. That one, it will never be able to be enhanced unless Bungie changes how they do and do perks, which is kind of the only reason I would be saving the Timeless Fatebringers and most other Fatebringers, unless they change it so it's not before, so it's like anything after before Haunted as well can get updated to have origin traits and all that. Until that happens, like, all those weapons that you got back then that don't have an origin trait, that were before Seasonal Haunted, are just weaker, inferior versions of the original weapons. They're weaker, they're inferior, they're way more inferior, they're just not better. Yeah, see, 2 a.m. Exactly at 2 a.m. This stuff was recorded, you can see, because thanks to Steam. Wrong. Keybind, is it recording? Yeah, we're recording. Sorry, I had to check. But yeah, this is another round that I was using Midnight Coop and the other sniper, not the icebreaker, not the golden gun sniper that I liked. Which I realized last night when I was recording that I wasn't using it, because I actually pulled it out pretty fast. Pulled out the icebreaker and used it on the ogre. You'll see it in a second, but yeah, that just, I don't know, that just doesn't make me excited for Vault of Glass to return, because yeah, crafted weapons are cool and all, but it's just like, you have to get like, luckily for me, I've been at a point where I haven't had to use the deep sight harmonizers, but that's gonna change next season because you need to use if you want a crafted Fatebringer, you're gonna have to if you want a crafted any version of these weapons, you need red boxes for them. Granted, yes, you can enhance them, but if they're not like 5 out of 5s, there is no point in enhancing them. I'm going to be honest. Unless they are complete 5 out of 5s, there's no reason to enhance those weapons. Which is why crafting weapons is slightly superior to enhancing, but enhancing you can still get the random drop and have it. You can get the random drop and have it a chance to be 5 out of 5, and it still will apply the rules of crafting. And as added bonus, you wouldn't have to go back to the enclave to enhance it. You could just enhance it wherever you are. That's one point that I think crafting is weaker at, is you have to every time you want to change like one little thing about the weapon, whether it be a perk or a magazine or whatever you may have on it, you have to go back to the enclave just to change it. Like, that's the weakest point of crafting in my opinion, outside of obviously having to get 5 red boxed weapons to drop, which are not common, by the way. Just adds to more reasons why you need constantly need to farm this game and come back every season, every episode to keep up with the game's evolution. Which, yeah, it sucks. It sucks knowing that anything you farmed for in the past could be immediately obsolete by just like something better, stronger, and hell, even a different variant of the same weapon coming back. Like, I have a very few amount of hung jerrys in my vault, adept ones by the way, that I got from farming like a shadows back in the day, as a grandmaster, obviously, that are just completely irrelevant and I haven't touched in probably a couple of years. I'm keeping them because of sentimental value and the designs are different. But like, most of the hung jerseys I have in my vault currently are completely useless because Bungie brings back the damn scout rifle so often. Which, yeah, that's kind of my point about reprising stuff. Like, it's kind of the point of why I'm not all too excited for Vault of Glass to be back in hand back like that, because it's just like, it just means more farming, which means more playtime for the game that in at kind of in my slight opinion, in my hater opinion, doesn't deserve it. Just because the way they get you engaged is replayability and refarming old stuff that you've already done. This next clip is the last clip, so we'll try and wrap it up there. Yeah, like as I mentioned, this is the last clip, so let's try and wrap it up here. Basically, my thoughts on Vault of Glass coming back as a farmable raid. It's just, uh, like, yeah, it's cool and all, but it's just like, eh. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I could kind of care less. Like, because I couldn't care less, sorry. That's the proper saying, but yeah, it's just like, because you're just basically refarming the same weapons over and over and over again, which, yeah, it can be considered replayability to a certain degree, but it doesn't make it any less annoying. Like, at some point, people are just gonna. At some point, if Bungie doesn't change how things are, at some point, people are just gonna get tired and just wait until the weapons just come back again with better perks, like palindrome, well, okay, Pally isn't the best example because it's coming back as Arc instead of Void. But yeah, we have two confirmed hand cannons that are coming back, which is, well, two hand cannons that are coming back. They're not new. They are old hand cannons, which is Fatebringer, its time lost variant, which is basically an adept variant, and Palindrome and its adept variant, because I believe it's Palindrome will drop from Nightfalls, but one, it's Arc, and two, ew, why? Why did we do that? Why did we think going Arc was a good idea for this? I don't know. But yeah, regardless of my opinions on it, regardless of regardless of my opinions on it, it just doesn't matter because at the it's just like Epic Games and Fortnite. It's their game. They will do whatever they want to do with it, honestly. And no one really has a second say in that. Like, yeah, we can complain. Yeah, we can hit them where it hurts, which is their playtime and their wallets. But at the end of the day, they will just if they get enough, if they have enough, if they feel like they have enough people to kind of do what they want, they will do what they want with their game. It is their game after all, technically, regardless of how anyone else feels. It is their game. They do have the right to adjust or change whatever they want in the game, whether it be nerfing, reconstruction and auto loading or whatnot. But yeah, this clip is actually the last clip, as I mentioned earlier, and you'll see why in a couple seconds. You'll see why in a little bit. As we kill the boss, I get teleported. Yeah, I'm still annoyed about these double loot drops, but you'll see in a second why it is the last clip taken. As we go up to the chest, mission complete, prophecy, go out to the chest, get a judgment anchor, and it's the one. Demolitionist timed payload. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I've ever struggled more to get a hand cannon in my whole time of playing D2. I don't think I've struggled this much. Demolitionist and timed payload, this took I believe as I'm remembering correctly, I didn't check obviously. I haven't checked the site in a couple days. I haven't checked the site since I stopped running Prophecy. But I believe this run that we just did was the 99th run of Prophecy over the 6 days. This was the 99th clear of this last encounter. Because we only did the last encounter. I did not do the whole dungeon. That would have been a nightmare and a half to do the whole dungeon. This was the 99th clear of the final encounter. It took 99 clears to get it. 99 clears to get it. That's insane. From a dungeon, no less, too. It took 99 clears to get it. 99. Obviously, the Timeless Fatebringer took far less. Nation of the Beast took like until I think Saturday or Friday. Like, there's been other hand cannons that have been a bit hard as well, like DFA, which took over 100 nightfall runs, which nightfall runs aren't that bad because they're not back then they were nightfalls. They're about as easy as just folding over. Palindrome, yeah, Pally hadn't been back in the game since, but yeah, 99 runs. I think that's the longest I've gone. 99 runs in 6 days. In well over probably 200 armor drops. Because I believe there's over 200 armor drops. And yeah, that is the end of that clip. I don't have my initial reaction to it because at the time I did not have my actual mic audio recording. As you heard earlier, it was just Snow's mic audio. It was not. I did not have my own recording because I didn't remember to hit Alt Z to pull up my NVIDIA thing, and as you saw at the beginning, and check if my mic was actually like being recorded. So I don't have any of my audio for it. I would have loved to share the reaction of it, but I just don't have it. But I definitely remember my reaction. It was very vivid. I was like, it was finally over. Like, I remember my reaction. And here's the thing. Snow got 3 of the bastards. 3 demolitionist timed payload judgments. And I saw 1 after 99 runs. Farming in this game is extremely inconsistent, and with weight gating actually being real, This dungeon made me think that I was being weight gated on perk in terms of perks, not in terms of drops. Like the drops were about what I expected. The rolls on the hand cannon were atrocious. Like Jesus, I think I saw a good amount of the combinations that you could get on the sand cannon. Some of them I saw even twice or three times before seeing demolitionist timed payload drop on it. I don't know if I will ever honestly come back to Prophecy for the solo flawless because this dungeon kind of just the farm just kind of scarred me. Really, I don't honestly. I went as far as to mute dialogue because it's just like it's not fun to like sync. What was it? Probably I'd say out of hours, out of realistic hours, I'd say it took we sunk 3 days of out, 3 days worth of hours into this farm, 3 days worth of hours into this farm, 3 days straight of hours into this farm. It took obviously it was split up throughout the week. We spent 6 days on this, 6 days on a game that should have that should have more forgiving RNG systems. Just remember that next time you're playing Save the World, playing Destiny 2. This game should realistically have more forgiving RNG. And by the way, before you spend your spoils, before you think about like, oh, I'm just gonna go into Vault of Glass, just get five or just have five time loss fate bringers and or whatever none of those old weapons will be able to be enhanced. I hope you know that. I'm 90% sure none of them will be able to be enhanced. None of them will be able to be used for your red box. For your red boxes, sorry, my headset just turned off. None of them will be able to be used for your red borders or enhanced. Like any copy of the Vault of Glass weapons that you may have in your vault are entirely useless unless you just got them but when this reprise happened. If you got them when this reprise happened, they're actually useful. If you got them like I did anytime before Heresy or this week in general, they're pretty much useless. The only reason to keep them would be for sentimental value. That's it. Sentimental value or just to show off. Any other copy of them is completely useless and should probably be more than likely be dismantled. Now granted, I could be wrong. I could be wrong in assumption, but considering how they have been handling how they've been handling reprising weapons in old dungeon and raid weapons, and how they've been giving out enhanced ability to weapons, it still seems like they're pretty solid on what they're trying to do. Anything gained before Haunted is not going to be able to be enhanced. It won't be able to be used at all because it had no origin trait, no nothing. I'm 90% sure that's what they're going for still, especially with these Vault of Glass weapons, because they need your playtime. Let's be honest. They do. The only saving grace is that Vault of Glass this week, that Vault of Glass is farmable. As many times as you want, you can go run it right. Literally, if you're watching this on Monday, you can't actually run it right now. But if you're watching on the Monday that Heresy is supposed to come out, you can't run it. If you're watching this on the Friday this Heresy came out, you should be able to run it infinitely for how many ever times it takes to get you it. Templar, I believe, is the best, quickest, and easiest farm for your fate bringers and your time lost fate bringers. Templar. Go to Templar. Just beat him up for a while. Farm him. Use whatever you want. Use the cheese. Do the oracles. Do whatever you want. Get your fate bringers. Get your fate bringers. Get your timeless fate bringers. Get whatever you want from the Vault of Glass and dip, because I'm not sure how long it's going to actually be farmable. With how Bungie worded it, I'm half wanting to say that it'll be farmable for every season as an additional as an additional thing because of how, all episode. I think it'd be farmable all episode just because of how they worded it, but I wouldn't be too surprised if it just lasts the 1 week and then it's just out of rotation again for another 2 to 3 weeks. So I'd suggest not to take that chance, and seasonal, and especially with the seasonal content being back to once a week, I would honestly say Wall to Glass is more important than seasonal content this time. Yeah, seasonal content is cool and all, but if we're going on a week to week basis again, then it doesn't really matter. You could probably just honestly, I would even say almost wait it out, to be honest. But Vault of Glass is more important, and that's what I will be doing on my first week of Heresy. Unfortunately, I don't think we will be going for the Time Lost Fatebringers in this timeline because realistically, it is hard. It definitely will be harder. And since they're increasing power level by 10, like as per usual, you'll have to go up 10 power levels before you even are able to remotely even stand a chance. But I have seen people do it underpowered, and you probably could do it powered with a team of 6 people that are actually good. I'm not saying that the team that I may be running with it, of all the glass with, aren't good. I'm saying that if underpowered, you're gonna struggle a lot more. Regardless, you're gonna struggle because it's Master of all the Glass. You're gonna be underpowered either way. It doesn't matter. You're gonna be either intrinsically underpowered or forced underpowered because this game is fun and bring back Challenge Destiny 2 and all that. But yeah, that is about it. That is all I wanted to yap about. I'm actually not sure when you'll see this video, so that's why I'm kind of being ambiguous with it. If it's on Monday, I will see you on Wednesday and Friday for the following uploads, and then I probably won't upload again for quite some time because I'm changing up how I run the D2 season stuff. I'm changing how I upload the Destiny D2 stuff, but I'll talk about that in a second. But if this is Friday for you, then I will see you when I see you. But I'm gonna talk about how I'm changing out the seasonal structure, how I do my videos. For Heresy specifically, because this is a trial run. I think I'm gonna go on ahead and actually record me doing the seasonal activity with whoever I happen to be with, whether it be Dalen, my friend, and something closer, or Snow, or my other friends, or whoever I'm running it with. It doesn't matter. Whoever the hell I'm running it with. I'm gonna go on ahead and record it. I won't upload it because, yeah, I'm kind of trying to test out what would happen if, like, I just wait until that last week where the seasonal, where the act episode and where the act story ends, and then it leads into the next act. I just wait for that, edit all the recordings together, and then just upload it as one big mega video. Obviously, I would probably have to take stuff out and edit the individual clips to make them the final clips, obviously. So it's not the video isn't, it's like 5-10 hours long, because I don't want that on my channel. I like long videos, don't get me wrong. That's why I have so many 2-3 hour long ones on my channel. But I don't think that'd make for a very entertaining video. Especially since people couldn't watch it in one sit, definitely wouldn't be able to watch a 5 to 10 hour video in one sitting. So I would definitely have to edit some stuff out. But that is the approach that I want to take for every act. Whether the act is 6 weeks long, 4 weeks long, 9 weeks long, 10 weeks long, 20 weeks long. I doubt it'll be 20 weeks long, but if it's 5 weeks, 1 week, 3 weeks, however long the act ends up being, because they're changing up that as well. however long the act storyline is supposed to be. I'm probably gonna wait and not upload it initially, and then just upload it after the act ends. Just to save myself and you guys some video, and to give you guys a longer, more entertaining, and probably more easier to follow video, because it'll more than likely flow better if I just end up, because I liked the structure that they went with in and Echoes and Revenant, where it was just like everything was released at once, and I could just go on ahead and upload that video, like everything in Act 1 or everything in Act 2. But now that they're going back to the weekly structure of how things are, I think I'm gonna stick with that like you get to watch everything you want to watch about Act 1, or everything you want to watch about Act 2, everything about Act 3. You just go click on the video on my channel, and boom, it has everything from week 1 to week 6, from week 1 to week 3, from week 1 to week 4, from week 1 to week 9, regardless of how long the episode is. So that means Destiny 2 content might slow down on the channel a decent bit. The content in general will probably just slow down, because there's other stuff that I have to do. Life is life after all. But yeah, that was what I was thinking. No matter. As for the new dungeon, Sunder the Doctrine, or whatever it's called, I don't know if I'm gonna get initial reactions. We'll see. We'll see how I feel on that day, and how everyone else I'm running the dungeon with feels about me recording them. Obviously, I'm probably gonna edit through. Obviously, that video is definitely gonna be edited. Obviously, if there's bad, if friends say naughty words and stuff, like, like, but yeah, sorry. I'm not gonna get into much more of it, because this video is probably already pretty long as is, and I still have 1 to 2 more videos I need to record. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys next time. Remember to always stay awesome, stay frosty, and stay safe out there, and keep gaming. And I hope you guys are excited for Heresy as I am, because I kind of am, because the adept seasonal weapons. But I'll talk about those possibly in another video, or I can talk about them right now, but I'm not gonna do that. I already want to end the video. I got others to do. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Later.